the woodpecker call. How is everyone doing this evening? Very glad to see you, Steve, Pastor Dan. Well, they said Pastor Dan. I got to correct that. He said he's not a pastor, he's an evangelist. So, Steve, Reverend Dan, I keep calling him Pastor and his Reverend. Chrissy, Holly, Eric. How's everyone doing here tonight? I'm so glad that you're here. Just very honored and privileged that you're here to join me on this. I know originally we were kind of tending on doing this with Jack, and it just unfortunately didn't happen that way. So, but what I wanted to go over, a couple things. Wanted to go over the video that will be out Friday. Jack put his video out there, with the I don't know what else to call them, blue orbs floating through the woods there, and just a kind of epic adventure we had there. And I seen Jack's video, I think, was like an hour and 20 minutes, and I had a lot more footage. I had a lot more. It fits in. The two videos go together really well. We had to go over. I wanted to go over some of that. Lady Raven, thank you for joining. Nancy, God bless you. Thank you for joining. Down here in the command bunker, as you can see, surrounded by all my military gear and equipment. And if you could see my table right now, you guys would laugh at my set. It's hysterical, actually. So, my little setup here, how I have the lighting done and everything. So the lighting looks good, because I got things using most of my gear and equipment to create my lighting here and on my little workbench. So, alrighty. So, Kathy, hello. Thanks for joining. Okay. So I wanted to try to give a few people a couple minutes to get in here. We got news to go over, and then big thing is I need your guys' opinions on some things. See me in reverse. All right, Steve. Yeah, good one. So, hello, Heather. Thanks for joining. And wanted to go over. You can see I got my new hat on, my new ammo hoodie. I ended up getting 3 new ammo hoodies, just different styles each one, but basically the same thing. So you got my ammo stuff on there. That's just my style. That's just how I love to dress. David Doggenbaum, thank you for joining. Great. A couple of the things that I wanted to go over, the videos. I know you guys if you guys seen Jack's, and again, if you're not subscribed to Cameraman's channel, I'm gonna, right off the bat, we're gonna start off with, you need to subscribe to Cameraman's channel. We're teammates. It goes hand in hand. His success translates to my success. We're teammates. My success translates to his success. So vice versa. We share everything. I tell him if there's clips of my videos he wants, he's got them. So when we do our investigations, especially when we're together, we're trying to get them to paint a picture so that those videos go hand in hand. And lately here, we've definitely, I'd say we've done a very good job of making the videos tie in very well with each other. We obviously each get, we have the rights to our own opinions, and as good of friends as we are, there's some things that it's like, it's like when it's like I'll ask him what did he hear or what did he see. He'll describe what it is. I'll describe what I seen and heard, and sometimes they're different. But that's just called human nature. It's just how how we're made. We'll be standing right next to each other and hear and see different things. But so if you're not, I know most of you guys are, but if you aren't, please check out Cameraman and subscribe to his page too. Support him. Appreciate you guys. And so we're going to start off with that. And then, so this video, I had never experienced anything like this. And I got to say, for our winter videos, this night kind of took the cake. This is like, I guess I'd say the best night, or I don't know, when I say best, I mean pretty much creep me out videos. Patty, I'm glad you're on. One other thing I got to talk about, Patty lives right like bordering an area of woods in Pennsylvania near me here called Jumbo Woods. And I just had another person come to me and tell me that the most epic and creepy things happen in this woods, this Jumbo Woods. It's a Pennsylvania state game land. That I'm like, I'm gonna have to get into there sometime and explore around. So, and no, Nancy, I have not been to Claim 3 yet. That's the one I'm dying to go to. I'm dying to go to that one. But I wanted to go over. So what you guys have been used to with me is usually I'll put out 2 main videos a week. I'll put one in the beginning of the week, Monday or Tuesday, and then Friday or Saturday. Oh, yeah, that's why you stay out of them. So, yeah. Well, and that's one of the things I wanted to do was Jack ended up getting like it's a body camera. And he'll clip it on the front. I'm like, I want to order that here in the near future, but I want to clip it on my back and see what it records. I have cameras that record in the front. I want to have something that records behind me. So I don't know what you guys think of that. That sounds like a good idea or not. You can see I got my my retired ammo coffee mug here. So I got some of the people are going to be jumping on here in a little bit, but I'm going to just start. Their people are messaging me saying they're going to be a little bit late, but we're going to start to go over some stuff here anyway. So what I'm saying is I usually would do the 2 main videos a week. Okay. I got the MRI done on my right shoulder here and didn't turn out well. I knew it wasn't going to be. This shoulder was originally injured a little over almost 6 years ago in Afghanistan. And the route the doctors were telling me to take that was the best was not do surgery, and it'll heal up, it'll get better, and it never has. And then when I was trying to do physical therapy for it in September, the physical therapist pulled my arm back and tore the rotator cuff, retore what had healed up, had retore the shoulder. Alan, glad to see you on. Thank you, Alan. Okay. Alan's different. Alan's a different time zone. Alan's over there in the United Kingdom, across the pond, and so it's really late at night for Alan. So God bless you, Alan. I want to say thank you. Yeah, no, how man, that just does my heart good to see Alan on here, because I know that's like a sacrifice for him to be up this late. So I would say God bless you, Alan. That means a lot to me. Okay, so the rotator cuff is torn bad. On top of, they said there's heavy rheumatoid arthritis in it. So, and it's gonna have to get surgery. So right now, so I am. I did. If you caught Cameraman's latest video, we were in the Cuyahoga National Forest again, a different spot. Where the place where he had the portal happen, and gosh, if anytime he shows me on there, you can see the right arm's just hanging. So I went out and did a hike last night. One that my Oklahoma girls requested, have been nagging me all winter to get to this place, and but because of we had such heavy snow, there was like no way to park anywhere close to there. So, but now that the snow's gone, I was able to get and then go do that hike. But so what I'm doing is I have the heavy compression shirt on. I have it wrapped up, and then I put this. I got this heavy brace to put on it, and was able to go do the hike and still relatively enjoy it. Today I felt like I got hit by a train, so it's still a little rough. So what I had been doing was the two main videos a week, and then the thermal videos until I get this repaired and recover from the surgery. Which again, I'm dealing with the VA, and so bear with me a little bit. I'm going to vent a little bit here. The VA, I have been begging them. I knew I tore this in September. I had a chiropractor confirm it, and I could not get the VA to see me until recently, and I have this Friday they finally gave me, after 4 or 5 months of calling them and begging for yes, Nancy, that's exactly it. VA equals slow. Because I know what's going on. I know what they're doing. So they're mad right now because they're being held accountable and have to do their jobs now, or they're going to get fired. Because they now finally have accountability. Thank God, President Trump. But they're revolting back, and how they're revolting back is taking it out on the veterans that they're supposed to be caring for. So, because they're mad that they have to be held to standards, which all the rest of us in the civilian world, when you have your jobs there, you have to be held to standard. Even in the Air Force, I had to do evaluations all the time. I had to do evaluations on my troops. My supervisors did evaluations on me constantly. So, and it's funny that the rest of these government workers they're mad that now they have to they got to do quality work. I think that's their big thing. So they're trying to rebel and screw as many veterans as they can in the process. So I know they'll put out in the mainstream media that Trump's trying to screw the veterans, and it's not. It's the other way around. So, but okay, that's my little spiel. So I don't want to get too much into that. So anyway, so I finally get the visit Friday. Usually what happens at these appointments is they pretty much do kind of passive aggressive, and so what they told me, okay, Nancy I'll say that, what they told me, they said they're going to send in the request for the surgeon to contact me. This just happened the other day. Thank you, Steve. God bless you. Thank you very much. I don't know if I can hit the like on that. Hit the like on Steve's. Because I guess just say thank you. What they're saying is they have 72 hours to contact me and set me up for an appointment. The appointment may be a month to 3 weeks out before I get to see the surgeon. That doesn't mean the surgery's scheduled. It means I get to have the consult with the surgery, and then they'll set a surgery date. So the VA is going to, okay, Mary's on, okay, already. I didn't know that. I should have planned this maybe a little better, huh? So, so they're going to kick the can down the road and delay doing the care for me as long as they absolutely can. So unfortunately, until the time that I could do that, I'm still going to do my videos. I just will not be able to do them at the same pace that I was doing. So I'm going to end up having to kind of cut back to one video a week. So one of the things I know, I'll do one main video and I'll put out thermal videos. And if I do audio, and I'll try to get out, like during the daytimes, I'll try to get out and do some little like shorts or smaller clips. And I appreciate it. I can take any prayers that you give me. I definitely need them. So, but I did last night, did the hike very well. And I got some other places that I've been dying to get to. So, and but what I wanted to know here, guys, for you, usually you're used to seeing a video at the beginning of the week and end of the week. What I want to know is if you had to pick, what would be your favorite day to watch my video? So that would be the day that I'll put out the main video for the week. That's a big one that I'm hoping like you guys think it over. And yep, the steelhead trout video. You know how I did the steelhead trout video? Why I did that? Because a lot of locals around here, ones that haven't bothered me on the hikes, have said they like to watch my videos that I do along the Conneaut Creek because they look at it, they'll look at the water levels, and if there's fish, sometimes I'll catch the steelhead, you know, flopping in the river. And so they like to check out my videos to see whether it's a good time to go fishing. So I thought, I'm driving over into this area called Hogsback, and there's the stream, the stream that goes right off of the main, off the Conneaut Creek, and I see a couple of those steelhead flopping around in there, and I'm like, well, let me do a little report for everyone and give them and it's funny because, and I think some of the fishermen already know this, but man, a river everywhere is packed today. Everybody's out fishing. I don't want to say it's because of my video and that kind of ego, but I'm sure there's several people who commented on there saying there's some people who either commented on some of them commented on the video. Some people contacted me and said, thanks for the video, I'm heading out fishing. But I'll try to get some of those. Try to get some of those types of videos in too. And again, a lot of the stuff depends on weather, and it seems like wherever, no matter how secluded of a place I go, if I go around here, there's all of a sudden there's these vehicles that start showing up, you know. And I've looked over my car for like those tags or trackers. I can't find it. And my brother's a mechanic. I had him check too. Hey, Jackrabbit, thanks for coming on. So another one, Jackrabbit, I want to get him to come with me here soon when he's got some time off to check out a couple areas, because he's got some good skills for catching sounds. And hoping to have him out with me here in the near future, especially as the weather gets a little bit nicer. And I don't know if everybody's noticed it, we're starting to get spring. So thank God up here along Lake Erie, the lake is nice and cold. So a little cooler up here still. We still have an ice covered lake. And so, okay, yeah. Patty, yeah, the steelhead, yep. And I'm going to check out some other areas. I'm going to be trying to get videos. I'll be getting some night ones, and just because I'm injured doesn't mean I won't go into the most creepiest places still. So I was going to bring it down. I didn't bring it, but I with the torn rotator cuff passed the Ohio police officer training course for firing just very recently. So, and I was using my concealed carry 3.5 inch, which makes it even harder. And I still passed the course. So, torn rotator cuff and all, I still can shoot really good. So, which means I can go hike. So, I can go hike because I can defend myself still. So, thank you. And I do that because at my church, Madison, Lake Erie, it's called Lake Erie Church in Madison, Ohio. I'm on the security team there. And, you know, as you can see, this kind of stuff, I can just never turn it off. So that's why you always see me in camo and this kind of stuff, carrying the guns, all that. It never turns off with me. So, so what's that, Dan? It says what the reason for the red light. What red light are we seeing here? I don't see a red light. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. I don't know how you pronounce your name. Are you the one that's on here? Lander? Are you the one from the Netherlands? The one I keep on messing up. I keep on wanting to give them a shout out, and I mess up. I'm like, shoot, I can't remember their name. So, that's one of the things I'll end up messing up names. So, I will. Okay, the one that cameraman uses, the red light. Sometimes, I mean, I have it. I have the same lamp, the same headlamp that Jack has. I have it here, and it does have a thing to switch to red light. And I'm not going to blind you guys trying to switch that on, but red light's supposed to be Northern Ireland's. Wow. Oh wow. Thank you for joining. Oh my gosh. You know, hey, you guys humble me every time. I'm just, wow. And people from, you know, all over the world. And I'm not sure what flash he does. I mean, I watch his videos, but I'm not sure. I know sometimes we'll switch on the red light because the animals don't see that the same way they do. They see our white lights. Hello, Jason. Thanks for joining. Okay, and so I will be able to keep doing the videos. And there's from England. And oh yeah, Paul. Yeah, Paul was in Colombia there for quite a while. And on that note, it's not this Paul, but my best friend Ken, who I'm not sure if he's going to be on here tonight. If he does, it'll show up as Ken of a certain age. It's his birthday today, 51 years old. So amongst my group of friends growing up from high school, we had two of them had birthdays. Ken had it March 11th, and my friend Jim. Okay, you're here from Louisiana. Okay. Alrighty. Well, God bless you. Thanks for joining. And then my friend Jim had his birthday on the 13th. Now Ken's literally like genius level. There's a reason I passed high school, because he helped me. And literally like genius level. And we used to kind of make fun of Jim because we used to say, you know, because they were older, it's like, how come you're not as smart as Ken? And Ken used to always say, well, you can learn a lot in 2 days. And so then we started calling the day in between. We said, well, we'll just celebrate the day in between and we'll call it the one day. So today, the 12th, today is the one day. So happy one day, everyone. I know you're not going to quite understand that, but it's just a thing from going back from my friends from grade school. That's it. Okay. Arjun, I don't know if I'm saying your name right. That's the one from the Netherlands. You guys are the ones I've been looking for to be on here. Thank you for joining. Netherlands too. They're joining us pretty late at night. Paul, who's in England too, joining us pretty late at night. So all you guys, thank you so much. So we'll go over a little bit in the video. And Short Note is here from Australia now. Oh my gosh, Short Note, what time is it in Australia? Because it's got to be, it's tomorrow sometime there. They're way ahead in the future. So we literally, with Short Note, you can ask her, you know, hey, how's tomorrow doing? And so, okay, 10:24 a.m. of the next day. Again, that's very humbling. Thank you so much for joining. And so I want to go over a little bit of the video first. Now that I went over, okay, we know I'm busted. And Thursday, okay, you say Thursday for the video. Everyone, too, think about this, and you don't have to say it now, but get back to me. Say the day that you would, if you'd like to see the main video released on. If it was one day out of the week where you guys know you can get to it, because this is the other thing I want to ask you guys. Oh wow, it's 12:30 at night, so it's happy 13th. Thank you, Nancy. God bless you, Nancy. I appreciate that. It's for the gas money. Yes. And hallelujah, gas prices have gone down some here. But it's still, most of if you see me with Jack, that's a minimum hour and a half drive minimum, I say, because most of the time we'll end up driving a half hour away from Jack's house. And so I'm literally like 2 hours away from home. Oh. And okay, and Maddie's on here. Okay, everyone see Maddie that just jumped on here. That's my comment monitor. Okay, my production manager. Okay, Maddie's the one I send thumbnails to and ask her advice. What should I change? What should I do with this? Maddie gives me input on a lot of my videos, and the ones that have sucked, it's because I didn't ask her. So. Maddie's from Oklahoma. I'm gonna put that in there too. Yes. Thank you, Eric. So, all right. So I want to say, now that when we get to this video we did, I call it the Lake in the Woods. This winter we've been going there, and I mean, the place I went back through looking at a bunch of the videos. Through there and of that I've done there, and every time this place is obnoxious, and whatever box I try to put it into, the next time I go back, it gets taken right out of the box. So it's like I said, every time we're going to, as I say, the rabbit hole of the Lake in the Woods, every time it just gets deeper and deeper, from EVPs to baboon sounds to weird screams, rock throws like crazy, trees being pushed over. And then we go to this one where we set up, I still want to call him pastor, but I know it's Reverend. Okay. Reverend Dan. And he told me about using the molasses, which YouTube wouldn't let me type that word. Oh, hi, Marianne. Marianne's another one who's a big help to me too. So, and Reverend Dan, I got to say that we talk pretty much. We talk every other day at least. Sometimes every day. Oak Creek, Wisconsin. Wow. Oh, you guys impress me. So you guys are great, and I gotta say how through a lot of this stuff. Doing this, I've been injured. You guys have been a blessing to me. You guys have lifted my spirits up. You guys have pushed and motivated me to do better, and keep going, keep striving to get make sure I do the videos better, to do whether it's from holding the camera to getting better sound quality, to learning how to do everything better. You guys motivate me on that. I just want to say thank you. Okay. So, we set up, Jack brought some fruits, which he injected his I always call it his horny spray, his pheromones, he injected it into the citrus fruits. And I put some apples, and then we put Dan's advice on there. We put the molasses on there. And as we were trying to do that, we catch this thermal signature of something large trying to come in already. Like it was like so it was like following us. And I do got to add, to get over to the spot where we're trying to get over to the spot to set up stuff, and we're going up this place here, this Lake in the Woods. This is a rough hike. It's a rough hike in the summertime. It is not it is difficult terrain. And I fell again. and going up this muddy, I call it the killer hill. It's like the biggest hill there, and we have to go up that, and it's kind of got washed out a little bit. So, yes. And so, man, I fell again. Fortunately, I fell on the left side. That's a little healthier. But I did sprain the left ankle, and not enough to stop me from moving, but did fall again. And this is the creepy thing. When you watch this video, and I'll have this video come out Friday. Whatever it was watching us when I fell, and I'll get to how I can prove that. We're setting up the stuff just a little bit ahead, about a quarter mile ahead from a spot where I fell. Oh, see, all right. I got a sidetrack here because Erica Nelson, there, you went down your own rabbit hole there, okay? Because the only knock, the other military branches in the U.S. military, we're like siblings. You know how siblings treat each other. We got to jab each other. We got to joke. We got to prod. Okay, and it's all in love because we're all brothers and sisters. Okay, so, but we go with the other branches. Well, the only thing that these other branches can come up with, the Air Force, is they call us chair force, because they think we just sit in chairs all the time, which there are some of those jobs there, but most of them aren't. But the difference is like when I had to go to when I had to go over to Ramstein, Germany, I got put up in a 5-star hotel. Army, if they stop over there, they'll make them sleep in tents, or they'll you got to dig a hole in the ground and cover yourself up, and you got to stay in the hole in the ground. Whereas me, I'm looking at, well, I sleep in a hole in the ground when you can sleep in a 5-star hotel. I'm not understanding. And why eat MREs when I can have steak in my dining hall? So they get a little jealous of that, but in the combat zone, it was the same for all of us. So, but I know I like bantering with my I'll call it my lower intelligent siblings from the other branches, who didn't make as good a choices in life as I made. So be careful there, because I know how to do this game. So, but that puts a smile on my face when we do that. I love joking around with the guys in the other branches, Army, Marines, Navy. I really haven't run into too many Space Forces, but they branched off the Air Force. Coast Guard guys too. Coast Guard guys are like the easiest ones to pick on, but again, we're all brothers and sisters, so we pick at each other. So I know that kind of sidetracked me there with that comment. So, so we set that up, and we're catching a thermal signature of something very large there, and we use the yes. Oh, and I got sidetracked again there. Marianne, tonight is the blood moon. I don't know if it'll be seen around the world, but I know it'll be seen in the United States. But I do believe, Marianne, correct me if I'm wrong, that the blood moon will be about like 2 something in the morning when it's at its peak. So at least for Eastern Standard Time. So I know most people on the East Coast of the United States are going to be sound asleep when that thing happens. I stay up late, but I don't know. My kids in Oklahoma, even though they got to go to school the next day, they'll probably be awake to see it. They stay awake all night. I don't know how they do it. They're young. I guess that's how they do it. They're young. So the blood moon's tonight. Okay, peaks at 1 in the morning. Okay, I'll try to, but here up here on the Lake Erie North Coast in the snow belt region, I know it's partly cloudy for tonight. So you may stay up, if you live around here, you may stay up to 1 o'clock to try and look at it, and you'll see clouds. So I have to double check the forecast to see if it's going to be out. If it is, 1 o'clock's not terrible. I could get out there and try to video some some of that, but I'm sure you guys will probably see it. And I'm sure if any of you guys have Facebook, which I despise Facebook, I do, but I'm sure you'll find 8,000 videos of that on Facebook. So everyone will have the pictures of the blood moon. So just like when we had the solar eclipse, you couldn't like scroll through. You scroll through every other page. Somebody had a video of that. Steve had to go. Well, thanks for joining. Okay, so we'll get to the video here. So as we're seeing this, we back away. We use the predator collar, and seems like a really good one for drawing things is I call it the Peter Cottontail one. It says Cottontail in distress. So the rabbit, rabbit in distress. We hit that, and this thing started moving in towards us. And we're watching it. Then I hit the coyote locator. I hit the coyote locator, and it backed away. So, I mean, what does that mean? I don't know. I know I've come up pretty close to some packs of coyotes, and that can be dangerous, man, if you tick them off. There's a couple times I've had to walk away backwards from packs of coyotes with my gun drawn. So, T-Max rabbit. Yeah, and you heard that on Jack's video, because we were using that. We could only see it on the thermal. I could not catch visual of it on, and I don't know. We'll put out the video, and you'll hear me saying where I'm seeing it, and I'll try. And I usually spotlight the area, so hopefully maybe you guys can hopefully find something in there. And yes, Maddie, Erica would like to do that. Erica, one of my other Oklahoma kids, she's starting an army to rule the world with coyotes. So, and she just moved, so she has to get new coyotes. But anyway, this thing was following us in there, so we backed away from it because we're like, okay, we want it to come in there, and we set up 3 glow sticks, 3 of the blue glow sticks on there, and we go explore another area. We come back, and everything is untouched, and we move forward, and we're catching that heat signature. But I mean, we've seen this thing was trying to like flank around us too. So yeah. Yes, short note. Erica's the one who locked the bathroom with her because she likes to destroy toilets. So and I mean, like, she likes to break them, So, so we move away and we go to a different area, and I don't know what happened. So it's me and Jack. We didn't actually. Usually, when we go, we split up, and one goes this way, and one goes this way. For some reason, and there was definitely a creepier vibe there. We're in these woods quite a bit, and there was a whole different vibe there this night. We're walking in. It's a 2.5 mile hike in, and we usually don't video any of that because it's an area where we have nothing happen. We got 200 yards away from the car and got a rock thrown at us. And it's like, then we hike in, and as we're getting close to the entrance, we see a blue light flash in front of us, and both of us seen it at the same time. So it's like, and it's just the energy of the air was different in there. It was different in there from the last couple of hikes that we had done. So we back away, and we're going a different way. And Jack, all of a sudden, just he's got these weird spidey senses, and I'm not sure why he's doing what he's doing. But I'm like, okay. He says we're going away, and he says we're going to turn around. Just instantly. You'll hear him on the video. We don't want to go this way. We want to turn around. And I'm like, okay. So squirrels aren't throwing rocks, no. And we did have some rocks thrown at us in this video too. But so we start to walk back, and we look over and to the side of us, and we see the blue lights in the woods, 3 of them, we got them moving around, and I got it. I went through the video on that. I have it. It's very clear, very clear. You can see these blue lights moving around, and I at one point have all 3 of them on there, and we're thinking these are our glow sticks, and um, we're intent, and we're focused on them, and then we start to move, and we literally move less than 20 feet in front of us, and there's our display with all the glow sticks right there. And I kind of like go almost into like a shock. And Jack doesn't know. He's like, "Oh, there's our glow sticks." And I said, "Jack, what were we just looking at back there?" Because we thought we were looking at something that grabbed our glow sticks and running through our woods, but our glow sticks are right here. And then all of a sudden the bell went off in Jack's head, and he's like, "Well, now that you mention that, what were we looking at?" So it wasn't our glow sticks that we were looking at. Okay, our glow sticks never moved. However, Jack goes in there and checks, and one of the oranges that he had set up is gone. Only one orange. And there's not like, it doesn't look like anyone messed with anything else, just one orange is grabbed. All our glow sticks are there, so we grab our glow sticks down and we leave the rest of the stuff. And we're gonna go over to another area. And after Jack's like, "We're just gonna be transiting, just turn the cameras off," which I don't like to do, but he likes to, at some of like the transit parts, he likes to cut the cameras off. I hate doing that, but I follow along, I'm like, okay. Darn it, if we don't get by, we're starting to go down the big hill that I fell, and right at the spot where I fell, there is a tree that I would say is about this big around that is busted off and like frayed, like snapped in half there, probably from a storm. But our orange is sitting right on top of that, right next to the path, right at the spot where I fell, which is another thing that creeped me out. We look at it, there's not teeth marks in it. So, and it was stuck up there directly so that we would see it. I mean, specifically stuck on that path. We did try to go back and look and see if we could find the blue lights again in the woods, and we could not find them. They were gone. Oh yes, yes, Dan. Blood moon has biblically is, and the blood moon in particular means things for Israel. Now, I don't know if you know, 2015, I was over bombing. I was deployed in combat in Iraq. I was in Kuwait and Iraq bombing ISIS. We had, that year, they had this series of like 4 blood moons in 1 year, and that's always a sign of something significant for Israel. Well, what happened with that? Okay, Trump was elected president, and Trump did something that was biblical with Israel, recognizing Jerusalem as the eternal capital. The recognition of the capital is in biblical prophecy of things that are going to happen and time frames. And Trump then also negotiated epic peace deals that nobody else has been able to negotiate concerning Israel with these other Arabic countries or Muslim countries. I say Arabic, they're Muslim countries. These peace deals that nobody else could get, he got. And I don't say it was him. I think he's a tool. I think he was used by God, like Cyrus, and but restoring and moving our embassy to the capital, then which other nations followed along. That was very epic. So when we start having blood moons, start watching in the next in the in the near future. Start watching what happens with Israel. Okay, so our minds are completely blown again. This orange was definitely set there for us. And now if you see, like on that too, we do some lights out times there, and my camera still has a little bit of light. It was really dark back there, and I'm telling you, like, this is a rough hike. You will fall. Where he set up the display of fruit was in a crib. I don't know the way to put it. Just a thicket of these thorns. Like we're trying to walk in there to get it, and we're just getting like tore up and poked. And he didn't put it in an easy place to get to, and something grabbed the orange out of there, just the orange, and set it so that we could see it. And I don't know. I don't know if it was a thank you or just that we're watching you. It's Jack takes it more as a thank you. I take it more as we were watching you the whole time. We know where you fell. You know, we watched you from the moment you walked in. That's the way I take that. And I don't know, you guys, when you review this, keep that in mind too. And when you see that stuff there, look at it and you guys and put it in the comments. See, what do you guys think that mean? What do you think whatever you think did it? What do you think did it? And do you think they were trying? What message do you think they were trying to give? Again, I do interactive channels, so one thing about me is you're never going to hear me say, "Oh yeah," unless, yeah, Eric. There you go, predator effect, right? Erica, you don't know how spot on you are. There's times where literally that's what I feel like we're chasing, is something similar to the predator, which could be scary, man, if it's got predator type weapons. I don't know. Yeah, how did they know we would walk there? That was the way we came in. And there are other exits there. However, we primarily, I know Jack said we could have went out other ways, but most of the time when we're in there, 90% of the time, we'll walk out the same way we walk in. Not always. There's a couple times, like when it was real foggy, and we had John back there. We walked out a different way than we came in. That's just because it was like foggy and treacherous. We couldn't, like we were losing visibility. Our flashlights were just blinding us. The fog was so thick. But again, for that to be another person back there, I'm never going to sit there and tell you, I know this is Bigfoot 100%. I'm going to tell you maybe I think it is, but you guys make that determination. I don't tell you what's Bigfoot and what isn't. I just try to give you all the facts and all the totality of circumstances, and you get to draw your own conclusion. But I'm trying to logic that being a person, they would have had to have come in with no flashlight and have gotten over through those thorns, through all that slick, muddy hill. It's hilly path, and it's like even going downhill is treacherous there. There's roots sticking up all along the path. It's a wonder I've only fallen 3 times there. It's a rough hike, and so if you were doing that without a flashlight, man, I don't know. You'd have to have some sort of help to do that. Night vision goggles are usually good for stationary. Yeah, I never give out my location. Some of them are obvious, but some of them I don't do that now. But one of the things that's happening when I do some of my hikes that are around here, yeah, I agree, no more falls. I will not give out the location, and yet I'm still having people follow me. I've went down roads that like closed roads and still had people follow me down onto closed roads. So I know, like I said, I have stalkers that are definitely a concern, but as I said, torn rotator cuff and all, I'm still a very accurate shot. So I even practiced on this shoulder. I practiced with the big one, the 10 millimeter, and still fired very well. So like I said, I am capable of defending myself still. How's it going? Thank you for joining. Okay, so Yeah. So the other thing that I need from you guys, though, man, and you guys have kind of battled YouTube here, and they're kind of like right now not putting like me or cameraman or like into the algorithm for some reason. Jack says they do that to all the people who do something similar to us during this time of year, but you guys have like, you guys are like forcing YouTube's hand. But what I want to ask you here, especially like this video's got some great stuff in it. Some of the other ones coming up do too, but promote this around. I know you guys like it. I know you guys like me, you know, or you wouldn't be here. Promote this around. You like me, tell other people, hey, this is a good guy. Share this video around. Try to get some other people watching this. And we're trying to get the channel to grow. So, yeah, exactly, Marianne. Yeah, and when I was newer, I didn't have stalkers. It's like it didn't happen until I started to get successful. But yeah, try to share it around and get other people to like this. And I mean, you can even say, I said, when I set out to do these videos, I originally was going to just video Great Lakes ships and check out a couple of daytime hiking paths and everything, and just kind of show the beauty of Ohio and the Great Lakes area. And the day changed, and that changed on one of those hikes where I definitely had a daytime encounter with what I would call a Bigfoot. I don't know if you don't have to call it that, but it's what I would call it. And that changed everything. And then I started videoing the hikes and even that, I used to go early on in my hikes, I used to not even tag Bigfoot stuff in any of it. I used to say, I'm looking for the wildlife. But then I got screamed at and started having rocks thrown at me and everything. And it's like, you know what? I'm gonna put that down here as one of the objectives now, because I go out and not look for it, and it pops up in the videos anyway. So I might as well just put it down there on the list of objectives. So, yeah, Maddie's one of the originals. Yeah, when I have 1 million subscribers, I'll have to get personal security. All right. Well, God bless you that again, when I set out to do this, I did not think I could get. I was sitting there going, man, I don't know if I could ever get 1,000 subscribers. But I went, you know what? I'm going to set up my goal. I'm just going to set a goal, and we'll see if we can get to 1,000. And then I blew past that, and so now I'm at like 3260. I think it was 3265 or something like that, and far beyond what I ever imagined. So now I'm going to set goals for higher and higher. And again, that means me doing better and better at this. Which, if you go back and watch some of my early videos, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know enough to even not know I didn't know what I was doing. So a lot of the stuff is definitely improved. I've gotten better equipment here as I've went. And so, and yes, Maddie has helped a ton. She has, I think, Maddie's responsible for at least 15 subscribers that I know of personally. And I know that she's sharing my video around. She's even, because she's in high school, and she's even going to do a poster of me and put it up in the school hallway to check my channel out. So I know that's, like I say, Maddie's dedicated in helping me. So especially because I'm going to drop it down to one video, and then I'll put out like thermal videos and stuff. That, like I said, I'll need your guys' help promoting that around, so that if I do one video, that we can get that video to you know, especially if you watch that video and you're like, I enjoyed that. I really like that. Let's see if we can get everyone else to enjoy it and like it too. I mean, we'll end up with our haters, especially people who kind of lean left. They're probably not going to like me because you know, I'm a pro-gun, you know, pro-military, pro-freedom guy. So I honestly think, and you guys know enough about me that yeah, if that was something you guys didn't like, you guys probably wouldn't be here at this point. So, but you know, us people who are, you know, people who really love freedom, we're really happy people just on a general basis. The people who are on the left are usually pretty miserable, just in general. So that's why I always just say, hey, stick with me, guys. I'm not going to lead you the wrong way. So, but yeah, try to get this, you know, like these videos, just try to get them to knock them out of the park and exceed, you know, punch far above their weight. I'm trying to come up with a good analogy of what, and like I said, because like I said, I love doing this. And like I said, I still called it the American experience. You switched it because, like I said, we still will talk about that stuff. All right, yeah. My grandfather was landed on Normandy Beach on D-Day +2, and I grew up hearing a lot of the people who fought in the D-Day battle, especially, did not like to talk about it. My grandfather was very open because he was Army Corps of Engineers. When he was over there, he had to clean up a lot of the bodies and the horror that he's seen, and he talked about it. He did not hide it. So, and I say my grandfather definitely built me into that patriotic man that I am. And and you know, the thing is all that he went through, that war, went through the Great Depression, you know, all kinds of rough stuff that he went through. You know, it's like when, and he was the most gentle and kindest man that I ever met. Not just to me, but like to everybody. I mean, unless you ticked him off. And then he was small, but he would fight anybody. And he was literally, he was like a David. He was a giant. He was a giant killer. So, and then the other thing I want to know is, you guys have seen a lot of my videos of the places I've been. If there's any of those places you're like I said, my kids from Oklahoma put in a specific request. They said they wanted to see a specific area that I hadn't gotten to this winter. So I just went out and did that. If there's areas that you're like, hey, we haven't seen you do this one in a little bit, and we love that area, we love the videos in that area, message me it, and I'll make sure I get it out. And then when I go, I'll toss it out like, hey, as requested, you know, by so-and-so, I'm going to get this area in. I will get John out with me when I can, but he still works. He still works a lot of hours. So he'll get out there, meet with me when we can. I'll still do some with cameraman. It's just, anytime you see me, this is another thing too for cameraman's videos. Anytime you see me out with cameraman, the shortest hike that I did with him was 6 miles, and that was because there was equipment failures and we cut the hike early. Most of the time with cameraman, we'll cover 10 to 12 miles. Cameraman is doing his videos. He is not for someone who is faint of heart there. And this video that I'm just going to release, if you see on cameraman's, I had to tell him he wanted to go for some other places, and I had to throw the white flag in. I said my shoulder can't take anymore here. So I did. If the weather cooperates with me and we have some nicer weather, I can switch to some different gear that's a little easier on my shoulders. But again, I'm looking at some ways to try and get that Okay, yeah. The house that we checked out in Andover, the private property house, I would love to have MT go in there. And again, as you know, not a ghost hunter. However, MT's my friend and that's his thing. I'd love to have MT come out here and I'd love to have him do the investigation in that house and see what he finds. And I am going to go back there and let me see, I got it right here. What I meant to do, or I should have done, I was going to set up the camera in there because this records sound too. Um, I was going to set up the camera in there and I left it in the car. So as you see, though, I have my moments though. Forgetful on some things. John keeps telling me, you have a checklist. You got to go over a checklist. Well, what I did the last hike that we went to the Cuyahoga National Forest, I got the checklist and got everything upstairs and had it by the door and then forgot stuff. Like I have to do my checklist at the car. So I'm at that age where, you know, I'll walk into a room and go, the heck did I come in here for? So I don't know if any of you guys have that, so I call it sometimers. Sometimes I remember and sometimes I don't. But I usually once a day I'll walk into a room to do something and I'll be like, what the heck was I doing? I don't even know why I'm in here. So so I will get out to that house again. The property owner on that, I do got to tell you, the property owner on that whole area, Owen Hill and that woods all around there, that was the guy who was the Metro Park officer who got me into hiking in the woods and started showing me all the creepy things that'll happen. So he's still, like I said, he's a police officer still, just not for the Metro Parks. Low on zinc. So, but yeah, I'd like to get MT out there. I think he'd have a blast for that. But I'm going to get out there, and what I want to do is set up the camera, and I'll try and position this thing to where if anything walks in that room, that this camera is going to catch it, to where it can't like get behind it, you know, stand behind the camera or anything. I'll position it where it's behind, and we'll do that. But you guys say that audio recorder did a heck of a good job in that house. I couldn't believe it was picking up noises from inside a house. It was still picking up noises 200 yards away. Like that was phenomenal. That recorder is really cool. It's better at sitting stationary because when I have it with me on the hikes and I turn it on, it makes my footsteps and like my equipment clinks or whatever, it makes that sound like I'm banging on a bass drum. So because it's really good at picking that stuff up, and it's too close to, we're too close to those speakers, and my voice sounds like thunderous on there, you know, sound like I'm speaking from heaven, you know, out of the megaphone. So and I see we're starting to get up there. Yes, this is another thing I want to say thank you to you guys about. All winter long, I had one minor cold, which I cleared really quick. However, I got chronic sinus problems from the burn pits and the and if anybody's not familiar with what a burn pit is, how nasty this is what I had to breathe in. They burned our feces, okay? And then I breathed it in. And all of our other soldiers over there breathed it in. That's what a burn pit is. It means they were burning feces, and nah, that couldn't cause health problems in people. The other one is I was around oil well fires too in Iraq and Kuwait. It drives me nuts. I will take sinus medication that like top notch, the Mucinex D, or I'll do Claritin D I've tried with both of them. I'll take that, the maximum amount I can take. My nose just like, we don't care. We're still gonna run. It's still gonna run. You're still gonna sniffle when you move. And so all winter long, it's been obnoxious. Like, I'll be driving out to do the hike, and I won't have to blow my nose once. My nose feels fine. I start hiking, and instant, boom, starts running. So, and it's like, I'm like, oh my gosh. I'll listen to the videos, and I'm like, I'm sitting there like rolling my eyes at myself, like, holy crap, you gotta quit that. You know, it's like, I don't know, it's like I can't though. So, so send me a cap like that. You know what, Marianne? A guy that I served with, who is now retired, has a store that he makes all of this ammo stuff. Yes, I can get you the website. Did you see this? I have like 4 other hoodie sweatshirts that are all kind of similar to this, different colors. 4? Is it 4? No, it's 5. 5 other ones, and then I have like 3 other different types of hoodies that just have some other, they're not camo ones, but they have some like ammo stuff on it. And I got like, this isn't the only hat I have of his. I have 3 other hats from him. I actually have like 5 or 6 t-shirts that he makes. But he makes, I love it, he makes ammo gear and Hawaiian shirts. So, like, let's see if I can find that on here. This is, okay, because this says like U.S. Air Force ammo. Okay, but we have our little acronym, which I don't think I have on here. Oh, actually, right here, where you see this little acronym at the bottom, that stands for, if you ain't ammo, you ain't shit. Okay, so that's our little saying, and that's the little saying for ammo. So so like I said, you have not only like your branch pride, but you have your even more to that. You have your unit pride, and ammo is like fierce with our unit pride. So yeah, Marianne, I'll give you the website if there's something you want to order from this guy. He's a good guy. He accidentally mailed me the wrong color one, and I messaged him about it, and he said, don't worry, because I said, you want me to send it back? He said, no, don't worry about it. He said, I'll send you another one, and I'll give you 50% off your next purchase. So, like, if the guy makes a mistake, he'll take care of it. So, and like I said, I've ordered a bunch of stuff. I ordered this mug from him. So, like, as you can tell, it's one of my favorite places to shop. So, if they had firearms there, it would be the perfect store for me, because then I could get firearms embroidered with ammo stuff. So, so anyway, I did want to say, and we want to go over that hike, and some of the other hikes I got coming up there. So, yes, Maddie. And Maddie's another one that we talk, and I said, I'm always, like, for video ideas, everything, I'm messaging. Now, Maddie's a high school kid, but she is like a straight A. She's an incredibly intelligent kid. And the technology side of this is definitely my weak point, or just even that. I know the perspective of what I see things in. And that's not what normal people see things in. And I say, normal is what everyone else is, and I'm not. So, so it's kind of a joke with that. But the other thing with that, the being hurt, I've had to work hurt for many years. So my last 2 years in the Air Force, I was as busted up as I am now, and still just kept hiding it, kept doing my job as best as I could, and then working in a prison. And I have since and some of you guys know this. On top of doing the Air Force job, I simultaneously did a job as a corrections officer. I did both of those jobs. I did the corrections officer job for over 22 years and the Air Force job for just under 21 years. Okay, most of the time I was doing both at the same time. And each, both of those jobs just made me better at the other one. I have run into now, since being retired from there, I've run into several guys who used to be inmates who have got out and are successful and got their lives back on track, which is actually does my heart really good to see that, know that I affected somebody in a positive way who was going down the wrong path. Because most people say, well, you're a convicted felon, then you're worthless. And these men is definitely not the case. But one of them was actually that I ran into come up and told me about an incident. I want to share this for you, and then we'll end it here. I was really good at my job. Now, if you look at me, you see I'm not some big, I'm not like big like Andre the Giant or muscular like Hulk Hogan, or, I'm going to use my 80 references there. Okay. But all I had to do was get them to believe that I was. It's a mind game. Okay, and now I was a very good fighter, and several inmates watched someone who wanted to screw around get messed up for messing with me, and they would always let me wear my hat in there that said Afghanistan and Iraq war veteran. And that also messed with their minds, because I used to tell them I reserved the right to have a war flashback at any given moment, and I said no jury will convict me, but you'll be dead. And they believed that, even though I wasn't serious. But the story I wanted to tell was someone that was now released and now successful come back and told me a story about me that just amazed me. One of my jobs was they would send me to do a lot of the most difficult things because I could handle it. Okay, well, we had to get it's a dorm-style prison. There's five dorms, and they go one dorm at a time. They have to come out to go over to the chow hall, which is on the opposite side of the facility, and they have to take the correct path, which they didn't like to. So they would make me, Solo, make 200 angry guys go the direction that they wanted them to. And after, guys would try to not go that way, and they would get knocked down. Several got thrown into mud puddles and everything like that, to where when they seen me there, they just would go the way they were supposed to, because they were afraid of me. Well, one of the times, the inmates didn't want to wait to be called. It was in like the most disobedient dorm. This dorm was just constant trouble. It had the worst behaved inmates in there. They ran over the officer that was trying to hold the door shut. I mean, ran him right over, not afraid of them. Hurt the guy too, who ended up having to go to the emergency room. And my shift captain sent me, Solo, and said, Mackie, go stop him, turn him around. So I, without hesitating, I was standing out on that track, and I was sitting there singing a Chris Tomlin song called The God of Angel Armies. Because I always say, I know who goes before me and stands behind me. The God of Angel Armies is always on my side. I'm sitting there singing that song, so I just went right to it. Never a thought that I'm heading into, it was 250 irritated and angry inmates who already had run over an officer. Didn't enter my mind at all. I went over there and told them to stop, pulled out my can of pepper spray, which could hit like one or two, but that's it. And told them, first 7 of you that come up here, die. And had this look, and I said, turn around and go back. And they stopped, which that in itself was amazing that I got them to stop. And one of them yelled out, "There's 250 of us and one of you." And I responded very quickly. I said, "That's right. I have you outnumbered." And I seen one of the guys in the crowd, his eyes go wide, and he started backing up like he seen a ghost or something, whatever, backed up. And when he backed up, everyone else started to back up. And they all turned around and all turned around and peacefully walked back in. And, my shift captain knew I would get the job done, and he just said, "Good job." Well, the guy whose eyes about bugged out of his head, when he seen me, he always remembered me. And the guy after this incident, this guy never said one ill word to me, was always probably the most respectful to me. And he said, when he seen me, he said, "Do you remember that time when you turned us around?" And I said, "Yeah, I remember that." He said, "When you said you had us outnumbered," he said, "I seen an army of angels standing behind you with swords drawn." And it scared the daylight out of him. He, after that, gave his life to Christ and has continued to serve Christ. That's where I ran into him, in a church. He's seen the angels standing behind me, and he really knew if he would have went forward. He said he didn't think he was going to make it. He said they would get us. And when he backed up, and I got other inmates looked at his face, and like I said, all it takes is one of them to start going in a direction, and the rest of them start to lose their courage real quick. And he said, "I thought we were going to die if we went forward." So I just wanted to put that on there. Yes, Dad, yes. Jesus is real. Jesus is alive. And I have multiple receipts to bring the evidence and proof of that. So that's what I wanted to close with you with. So when I say that I'm hurt and I've been going through some tough times, I know that that's life. And trust me, I know you guys too. You're going to fit one of three categories, okay? And this is why you always need to be kind to people. Either you're going through something, and this was for every people. Either you're going through something, you just went through something, or you're about to go through something, okay? You're going to fit into one of those three categories constantly in life. That's going to be life. So you always be kind, because somebody is probably going through some sort of hell, okay? Some sort of tragic thing. Somebody died, somebody's sick, somebody's got cancer, they're injured, they're hurt, okay? They're going to be going through something, and if they just got over it, they're just in the relief that they got over it. Or they may not even know it, but tomorrow is going to be the gut punch blow that hits them. So always be kind to people, okay? That's a little wording there for just a little message for you. I wanted to say I know Reverend Dan would probably be better at giving that message than I would. So again, because like I said, I have my flaws. I'm better than nobody. I count myself like that, as I'm not better than anyone. And like I said, you guys motivate me. You guys help me. You guys have helped me do all this stuff. So personal thank you to you guys. Just because I'm telling you this, that I am going through something with the injuries. However, the Lord has not abandoned me. He's not going to forsake me. And he is it's been him. He just has turned everything that I've done in my life, everything he has turned to success, despite me not being the most qualified person, the best person to fit for this job, a little scrawny kid to do a corrections officer job. Initially, I got a degree in accounting. I was going to be an accountant, ended up a prison guard. Okay. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that on my own. I couldn't have never done this. I was afraid to join the military. I really was. And 9/11 happened. The Lord was giving me visions of it and kept telling me to aim higher. That's why I ended up in the Air Force. And I looked over at the Air Force poster, and it said aim high. And I went, that's where I'm supposed to go. That's how I joined the Air Force. So even with this channel, I I give all glory, he's given me all the success. So guys, okay, so my objectives for this, I always give objectives out, okay? There's going to be the one video a week. I want to know what day you guys prefer this, and I'm going to try to accommodate. I'm going to get a kind of a total here, and I'll go off the majority. So I know it won't probably make everyone happy, but I'll try to get like the majority. And then there'll be a thermal video that'll go with it most of the time, unless something happens to the thermal camera. Sometimes that gets knocked out. Just start sharing this around. Let's try to make, we put one video out a week. Let's make that video just perform and much better than, you know, just do amazing things here. So, and I'm praying that too. But moreover, because I want to say thank you to you guys. I'm praying blessings over you guys, because I am so grateful for all of you, and all of you for being here. I want to say thank you to you guys. So, so with that, guys, so Mondays and Fridays, yeah, I know that's what I was doing. So, with that, guys, I want to say that I appreciate you guys. Look at this chat, this community we got here. You guys are awesome people from around the world. Okay, so if you're here, you probably like the outdoors. You probably like mysteries, scary things, and you probably like freedom. Okay, because freedom gets mentioned in about all my videos. So, so all right. With that being said, I want to say God bless you. Have a good evening. Have a good short note. Have a good morning. And to my fans over there on the European continent, guys, I want to say thank you, and you guys have a good day. If you're the ones from Canada too, say God bless you guys, and please come take your geese back. You know, that's a joke. So I think if they tried to take the geese back right now, they'd get tariffed. So all right, that's just another little joke. So all right, guys, say God bless you. You have a wonderful evening, and yes, Maddie, we'll talk later. God bless you guys here. Let me see if I can figure out how I shut this off. Okay, let's see if